Hey everybody, my name's LlewdLloyd, but you can all just call me Lloyd. And on behalf of Vertic and Chibi, I just wanted to say thank you for coming, fellow travelers, to the Golden Feather Tavern. Let's sit back, grab a drink, and have a chat.
But the most important topic today is our guest, Lloyd.
Hi.
So, hi. For those who don't know you, because we recently just met, who are you? What do you do? And why Ashes of Creation?
Sure. First of all, I'm Lloyd. You can call me LlewdLloyd, you can call me Lloyd, whatever. I initially picked the name just because I'm pretty explicitive when it comes to how I talk, and I just want to make sure that there's no like little kitties that are just like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna join this guy's stream and he says the F word 50 times, but I'll keep it clean for this stream for sure.
You know what's really funny though is when you do stuff like that to put it in your name, it might be that whole Streisand effect of ooh, this stream's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
you know, it might. But yeah, I originally got into Ashes of Creation, I think around August 2020, somewhere around there. And so I basically was just playing WoW Classic at the time, and I had one of my guild members just kind of say like, hey, this seems pretty cool. So I looked into it. I was like, well, maybe I'll go into it. And then like shortly after, like the Lazy Peon video came out, and I was like, well, I will. And I had some COVID money laying around, and I was like, I'll just buy the package, because you know, government gave me money to buy games, so you know.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. I wasn't working because I was a bartender there, so around that time. Now I've moved on to IT. I am an IT lead at my company, and I just like to play games, watch anime, play some D&D, and just waiting for a game that hasn't come out yet.
Fair, right. as we all are at this point.
Yeah. You're in
at
the
least
right club.
If you're here, yeah.
And I definitely joined the roleplay community, as you guys seem to be into the roleplay community as well. Mostly because of like the theater in high school. So I did that my senior year of high school, became a thespian. That was a lot of time that was devoted in that single year, because the requirements are pretty high to do that. So it was fun.
Yeah. I am more into RP than Vertec is, but Vertec welcomes it for sure.
Yeah, for the most part with me, it's a staying in character issue. I tend to just become me again after like a couple minutes of really focusing on staying in character.
That's the best part. Make your character you.
I was gonna say, I base my character pretty close to myself. Honestly, I'm like, I can't break character if it's just me. Haha.
Every character is like just me with like a little bit of a difference, and that's it, like just the littlest bit. But yeah, I always do better if I have a lot of other people that are full tilt roleplay, then I can stay in a little bit longer. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Nothing wrong with that though. We got to start somewhere. And I mean, one of the things that I like, I think you said, Lloyd, that you play D&D. And so one of the things I like is D&D and role playing in video games are kind of similar, except for people just are less used to role playing in a video game, whereas D&D kind of comes with the territory because it's all tabletop. But I mean, I feel like the role play is kind of similar. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I'm actually not very experienced when it comes to like video game roleplay.
Okay, yeah, same.
I've entered Moonguard in the Goldshire Tavern or whatever, but that wasn't really for me. So yeah, no, it's also pretty hard for me to get into video game roleplay, simply because I am a very competitive gamer. I like to PvP and do things at like a min-max level, and sometimes that's hard to roleplay when you're min-maxing. So
fair.
I just see a lot of opportunity within Ashes of Creation to roleplay and to have that open world experience where it's more immersive, where you actually care about your node as a player and as a role player. Like you do like all these types of things, like like the system makes it so easy to RP.
Yeah. Okay, so if you've never RP'd in game, what makes you excited to RP in Ashes?
Particularly I like to do the PvP aspect. So just being in character in a node siege or a castle war. I mean, this dev update we're gonna get node wars, so I'm pretty excited for that. Yeah. So I get to figure out all this stuff, and then like you get to work with your team, your guild, the citizens of your node that may not be part of your guild, all that stuff. So you get there's a lot of ways that you can interact with role playing that doesn't exactly, how do I say this, like you can interact with role playing without actually having to feel like you're role playing.
Yeah, I could see that. I was listening to Cash, Jibs, and Sunny talk about like they just had their role play episode, and I guess one of the things from Gilded House, Cersei had said that she had just kind of followed some people in Guild Wars 2 role playing, and what it was enjoying just being immersed in them role playing alone. And it was really fun to experience that. And I look forward, as some of you have said in the chat, I look forward to seeing what Ash's RP is going to be like, because I think it'd be really fun. I think there's going to be some good RP fuel. Of course, we do need more lore.
EP Key said Goldshire is about as accurate to real RP as Vegas is accurate to all of America. And funny enough, guess where I live? Vegas. So what's up?
Nice.
That's fair. Vertec, do you have any questions for him?
Oh, well, come up with plenty.
Plenty.
So,
tons of them in the canon.
So when Ashes goes live and you go to make your very first video that's live gameplay, everything's been adjusted, all the tweaks and all the, for what we know of right now, turns into factual stuff. What's going to be your first goal content bit to do?
Content bit. I don't know if it's going to be my
or YouTube upload or something like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of my content is going to be centered around like educational, like here's these mechanics, these are the class previews, this type of thing. But my ultimate goal of like content is getting a competitive PvP scene and trying to shoutcast and start like a grassroots like tournament style gameplay. That would be my ultimate goal, but I don't think that's going to be, right at the start. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are just grinding, a lot of people that are just playing the game for fun, etc. But yeah, ultimate goal is the very far off future, which is the topic that has entered the realm before, which is the MMO and esports. And I want to see if Ashes can revolutionize that.
Very fair.
Could end up being a gold mine for player run esports, or it could end up really not working very well at all. I think it's going to be one or the other. It's going to be really hard for this particular systems that they're designing to land in the middle.
Yeah. I was going to ask you to that point, how do you think Ashes is going to do with esports? Because we had a chat about that in one of our previous streams, and that was the dev discussion. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what you think.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
How do you think Ashes is going to fit in esports?
I don't know if it'll fit the generic model. It might, but I think the 64 class system has a lot of potential. And I also think that like there's a lot of potential for open world PvP and a whole new system for like how we approach arenas and types of game modes, like King of the Hill, like Protect the King, like strongholds, sieges and stuff like that, like small scale sieges or something of that similar. I think there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of options to go for that things like WoW Arena hasn't done. And I don't think there's been another real MMO that's really attempted to do esports. I've seen a little bit of Black Desert's like 1v1 tournaments, but they didn't really feel like that to me. Also, I was looking at some Lineage 2 tournaments, and it looked like the tournament setup was like really, really cool, but the gameplay was just not very fun to watch. So I feel like Ashes definitely has a way to, with the mechanics that they're implementing with like the fighter mechanics so far, I think there could be a lot of skill-based gameplay in Ashes that doesn't really exist in other MMOs.
Yeah, fair.